Zelina moves through Nabota with a loud voice and a proud walk, always acting like she is the smartest person in every room. She hides her coins in small pots under her bed, never sharing even when the family struggles. She complains about hunger but secretly eats the best food she buys for herself. She tells everyone she is working on big plans, but no one ever sees her doing anything helpful. Muribi watches her quietly, never arguing, even when she leaves all the chores for him. He wakes up early, sweeps the compound, fetches water, and helps their mother at the market. He never asks for praise. Whenever Zelina sees Muribi working, she laughs and tells him he is wasting his life. People in the town begin to notice how different the two siblings are. Zelina visits neighbors only when she wants something, always pretending she is broke, using fake tears to gain sympathy. Once she gets what she wants, she disappears without a thank you. Muribi, on the other hand, helps people without being asked, fixing broken baskets, carrying firewood, and guiding children home in the evenings. His kindness makes him loved by everyone, but he never says anything about it. Zelina grows jealous when she sees how warmly people greet him, yet she refuses to change. She keeps dreaming of a future where she becomes rich without ever lifting a finger. Rumors spread around Nabota about a traveling merchant offering opportunities to hardworking people. Muribi thinks this could help their family, but Zelina instantly decides the chance belongs only to her. She claims she deserves success more than anyone, even though she has never shown effort. She begins acting sweet and polite only when the merchant arrives, trying to look innocent and poor. But the merchant sees her arrogance behind the smile. He also notices Muribi quietly helping others during the crowd, and remembers his steady, respectful behavior. Zelina becomes desperate, trying to push Muribi aside, fearing he will take the chance she believes should be hers. The whole town watches as her true nature starts showing through her lies. People whisper about how greed always exposes itself in the end. The tension grows between the siblings, and Nabota waits to see who the merchant will choose, knowing that this decision could change both of their lives forever. Muribi works at a small phone repair stall, fixing cracked screens and old batteries with steady hands and quiet focus. Every morning he wipes the counter, arranges tiny tools, and waits for customers with a calm smile. People trust him because he never cheats, never overcharges, and never delays a job. He listens carefully to everyone who brings a broken device, treating each gadget like it is precious. While he works, Zelina often walks past, rolling her eyes loudly and making sure everyone hears her sharp voice. She points at his tiny workspace and laughs, saying he will never earn enough to change his life. Her words sting, but he never argues. He simply lowers his head and keeps working. What she never notices is how he slips a few coins into a hidden metal box each evening, saving slowly and quietly. He dreams of opening a tech shop where he can sell chargers, fix laptops, unlock phones, and teach young people how to repair devices. He imagines a clean shop with bright shelves and a signboard carrying his name. He plans every detail in his mind, never speaking about it because he wants to prove himself through action, not noise. Zelina continues mocking him, calling him slow, calling him stubborn, calling him hopeless. She spends her days chasing quick money, pretending she has everything under control. She never sees his growing confidence, his growing skills, or the loyal customers who keep returning to him. At the stall, he works late into the evening, using a small lamp when the sun goes down. People passing by see his dedication and admire his patience. Some neighbors whisper that he will surprise everyone one day. Children stand near the stall and watch him open tiny screws like magic, and he teaches them small tricks whenever he has spare time. Every repaired phone adds one more coin to his hidden savings. Every kind customer gives him more motivation. He imagines the day he turns the key to his own shop door, knowing he earned it through honesty. Even though Zelina keeps saying he will stay poor, he feels something growing inside him. Hope, courage, determination. He knows he is building a future she cannot see. And while she focuses on quick wins, he focuses on a long path that will soon lead him to the life he has quietly been preparing for. Zelina has a secret phone account where she stashes money she lies about, always pretending she is broke while her balance quietly grows. She hides the account under a fake name, keeping it far from her family's eyes. Every time she earns something, she rushes behind closed doors, quickly transfers the amount, and deletes the messages so no one can trace anything. She feels clever, believing she is fooling everyone around her. This hidden money is meant for a big investment, she keeps whispering about. A plan she created with her friend Kashina, who knows every trick to avoid taxes and keep cash away from curious questions. Kashina encourages her, telling her they will soon become wealthy without sweating, and Zelina believes every word. Together, they sit in corners of markets and share ideas that sound impressive, but have no real foundation. Zelina feels powerful when she opens her phone and sees the numbers rise, imagining the day she will show everyone she was always meant to be successful. She even smiles to herself when her family discusses bills, acting confused and pretending she has nothing to contribute. She thinks she is smarter because no one suspects she is quietly building a fortune. Kashina keeps pushing her to add more money, promising that the investment will double fast. Zelina sends whatever she can, convinced she is about to change her life overnight. She never stops to question why Kashina never adds anything herself. She just loves the feeling of being part of something that seems important. In her mind, she is already picturing fancy clothes, a large house, and a life where people bow to her. She spends hours daydreaming about standing in front of crowds, announcing her success while they clap in awe. She believes this secret plan will make her greater than everyone in Nabota, especially Muribi, who she always looks down on. When she walks through the town, she acts like she is carrying priceless knowledge in her pocket, keeping her phone close as if guarding treasure. She avoids anyone who might question her, afraid they might somehow discover the secret account. Every night, she counts the balance again and again, imagining it turning into something huge. But she never realizes she is trusting the wrong person and building her future on nothing solid. She is blinded by the dream of fast money, believing Kashina is her key to success, unaware that this hidden path she is following will soon twist in ways she never expected. Late one night, Zelina receives a voice note from Kashina asking for her share of the final payment, speaking in a rushed and urgent tone. The message arrives while Zelina is lying in bed, half asleep, her eyes barely open as she reaches for her phone. She doesn't even listen to the entire note. She just hears the words "final payment" and panics, thinking she must act immediately before the chance disappears. Her hands shake as she opens her secret account, blinking slowly, trying to focus on the screen. She types fast, afraid Kashina might think she is delaying. In her sleepy confusion, she clicks on the first M name that appears in her contacts, not noticing that it is Miribi's number instead of Kashina's. She enters the amount, which is nearly everything she has been hiding for months, her entire secret fortune. Without checking twice, she hits send, convinced she has done something smart and bold. After sending it, she drops her phone on the bed and smiles proudly, thinking she just took the final step into a rich future. She closes her eyes and falls back asleep, dreaming of luxury and applause. Meanwhile, Muribi is still awake at his small stall, fixing a phone for a late customer when his device vibrates. He wipes his hands on a cloth and checks the alert, confused to see a massive transfer from his sister. At first, he thinks it must be a mistake or maybe a glitch. He stares at the screen for a long moment, shocked by the amount. He tries calling her, but she is already asleep, her phone on silent. He knows she would never willingly send him anything, so he guesses she must have been careless. He sits quietly, wondering what to do, but decides not to disturb her at night. He locks up the stall and walks home with mixed thoughts, carrying the secret in his pocket. Back in her room, Zelina wakes up hours later, stretching lazily and checking her phone to see if Kashina replied. When she finds no message, she becomes annoyed. She opens her bank app, expecting to see a small balance left, but instead she sees something that makes her sit up straight. Her heart jumps as she realizes all her money is gone, and her breath catches when she checks the transfer details. Her entire hidden savings went to Muribi. Her mind spins in disbelief, fear, and anger, and she begins shaking, knowing she has no way to undo it. She never imagined that one sleepy mistake could destroy her whole plan. Muribi wakes up to see a massive transfer notification, the kind of message he has never received in his entire life. His eyes widen as he sits up, rubbing them again to make sure he is not dreaming. The amount is so large that his heart begins beating fast, but what shocks him even more is the sender name written clearly on the screen. Zelina. He stares at it for a long moment, completely confused. Zelina never gives him anything, not even a coin for snacks, so why would she send such a huge amount? He checks the details again and again, thinking maybe it is an error or someone pretending to be her, but everything matches perfectly. He feels a mix of worry and responsibility, because he knows this money cannot be meant for him. He tries calling her immediately, hoping she will explain what happened, but she rejects the call without even looking. She assumes he is disturbing her for something small, thinking he is being annoying again. Muribi tries sending a message, but she doesn't open it. He sends another call, but she declines again. He sighs deeply, sitting on the edge of his bed, wishing she would just listen for once. He knows she has been acting secretive lately, always guarding her phone and whispering with Kushina, and now this mistake clearly connects to whatever she was hiding. He walks to the stall with the worry still heavy on his shoulders. All morning he keeps checking his phone, hoping she will reply. Each time he hears a notification sound from someone else, he feels a small spark of hope, only to be disappointed. He doesn't want to spend even one coin from the transfer, because he knows it is not his. He wants to return it as soon as she speaks to him. Customers notice he is quieter than usual, working but lost in thought. Back at home, Zelina is pacing around with panic rising inside her. She is too embarrassed and angry to answer his calls. She keeps telling herself that maybe the money will come back by itself, or maybe she clicked the wrong button, and it didn't go through. Even though she knows the truth, every time Muribi tries to reach her, her guilt grows, and she rejects the call faster. She refuses to face him because admitting the mistake would mean admitting her entire secret life. Meanwhile, Muribi remains patient, holding the truth gently, waiting for the moment she finally accepts what happened, and is ready to talk. Hours later, Kushina calls yelling, "Where's the money?" Her voice is loud, sharp, and filled with panic, echoing through the small room. Zelina freezes, gripping her phone with sweaty hands. She opens her messages, scrolling quickly, and the moment she sees the transfer details, her heart drops so hard she feels dizzy. The screen clearly shows the name she never expected to see. She sent her entire secret fund to her brother. The same brother she mocked every day. The same brother she called useless. The same brother she believed would never rise above his small stall. Her chest tightens as reality hits her like a stone. She replays her memory of the night before, trying to remember how she made such a huge mistake. She sees herself half asleep, rushing to impress Kushina, sending the money without thinking, without checking the name. Her hands start shaking. All the coins she hid from her family, every note she secretly deposited, every lie she told about being broke, all of it is now in Muribi's account. Kushina keeps shouting, demanding answers, but Zelina barely hears her. Her ears ring with fear and disbelief. She knows Kushina has no patience for mistakes, and now Zelina can't even explain what happened. She thinks about how she treated Muribi, the insults, the teasing, the way she laughed at his dreams. She always believed he would stay small while she became rich. Now the money she guarded like treasure sits safely with him. She imagines him looking at the transfer, confused but honest, probably trying to call her while she ignored him again and again. Regret starts sinking deep into her stomach. She never thought she would need him. She never thought she would depend on the very person she pushed away. Her mind races with fear of what Kushina might do, but even stronger is the humiliation burning inside her. She wonders how she will face her brother, how she will explain that all her pride and bragging ended in a single careless mistake. She feels trapped, helpless, exposed. For the first time, she realizes her secrets didn't make her powerful. They made her blind. She sits on the floor, clutching her phone, trying to breathe, knowing the only person who can fix this mess is the one she spent years tearing down. Her pride cracks as she accepts a truth she never expected to face. Instead of panicking, Muribi stays calm. Even with the huge amount sitting in his account, and no clear explanation from Zelina, he spends the entire night thinking carefully, remembering his long-held dream that he kept quietly in his heart. By morning, he knows exactly what he should do. After years of repairing phones under a tiny shade, he finally uses the money to open his dream project, Muribi Tech Solutions, the first low-cost repair and smart device center in Nobota. He chooses a small shop near the busy market, paints the walls bright, sets up shelves, buys tools, and arranges the space with care. The signboard with his name shines proudly above the entrance, and for the first time, he feels his future opening wide in front of him. Customers who once came to his small stall now walk into his shop with big smiles, amazed by how professional and organized it looks. Word spreads fast across Nabota, and soon people are lining up outside, bringing phones, tablets, and even laptops. Because his prices are fair and his work is honest, more and more people trust him. He fixes everything with patience, never rushing, never complaining. Within days, the shop becomes the new favorite place in town. Young people gather around, watching him work, asking questions, wanting to learn the skills that changed his life. Instead of working alone, he decides to hire local youth who struggle to find jobs. He trains them step by step, showing them how to replace screens, unlock devices, repair chargers, and test batteries. They respect him deeply, amazed by his calm voice and gentle teaching. With each new helper, the shop grows busier, louder, and more alive. Parents appreciate that he gives their children a chance, and elders admire his generosity. His name becomes a topic in every corner of the town. People talk about his kindness, his discipline, and how he rose from a simple stall to a bright storefront. Within weeks, he becomes the talk of the town, not because he bragged or showed off, but because he worked hard and stayed true to himself. His success feels natural, earned, and inspiring. Even those who once ignored him now see him as a role model. Everyone celebrates him, except one person who watches from the shadows, shocked and speechless. Zelina, realizing the dream she mocked has become the pride of Nabota. Zelina storms into his shop, her face red with anger, shouting and pointing at Muribi. "Give me back my money," she yells, her voice echoing across the small room. Customers stop what they are doing, phones in hands, and watch as the older sister rages. She pounds the counter with her fists, accusing him of stealing, of taking what was rightfully hers. But Muribi stands quietly behind the counter, calm and composed, not a trace of fear in his eyes. He gestures toward the shop around her, the bright walls, the neatly arranged tools, the young helpers learning and fixing devices. Everything she sent him is already invested, registered, and running. The business is not just his dream anymore. It has become real, alive, and thriving. Zelina's shouting grows louder as she realizes that no amount of yelling will undo what has already happened. She waves her hands frantically, trying to make people sympathize with her. But the crowd only stares, whispering and shaking their heads. Customers who came for repairs glance at each other, stunned at the scene, while some smile quietly at Muribi's calm confidence. He doesn't argue, doesn't scold, only explains politely that the money cannot be returned because it built the shop that now employs local youth and serves the entire town. His voice is steady, and the logic hits her harder than any insult. Her greed, once hidden behind lies and fake innocence, is now completely visible to everyone. People murmur about how she always cared about herself, how she tried to cheat her own family, and how quickly she abandoned morals for money. Even Kashina, the friend who guided her through secret schemes, steps back when she sees Zelina screaming and flailing, embarrassed and exposed. Kashina avoids her eyes and walks away, leaving Zelina alone, realizing her so-called ally has abandoned her. The betrayal stings worse than the public shaming. The town of Nabota watches quietly as the truth settles in. Zelina's arrogance has backfired completely. The sister who once mocked and belittled Muribi now stands humiliated in front of the people she hoped to impress. Her plan for quick wealth has crumbled, leaving her exposed, rejected, and empty-handed. Meanwhile, Muribi continues calmly serving customers, his new business buzzing with energy and respect. The contrast is clear. One sibling's greed destroyed her image, while the other's patience and hard work built a reputation that will last forever. Everyone in the town now knows that honesty and dedication always triumph over selfishness and lies. Zelina becomes desperate. Bills pile up on the small table in her room. Rent notices slip under her door. And every day she hears whispers in the market about her greed and mistakes. The neighbors who once smiled at her now shake their heads, and even small errands feel humiliating. She realizes that her secret schemes and empty promises have left her with nothing. Her phone account, her so-called investments, and Kashina's support are all gone. Every plan she made to get rich quickly has crumbled, and she can feel her reputation sinking fast. Pride that once made her feel untouchable now feels heavy and suffocating. Meanwhile, just a few streets away, Miribi's shop is thriving. Miribi Tech Solutions has become the talk of the town, a bright and busy place full of energy, laughter, and learning. Young people work alongside him, repairing devices and learning skills that could change their lives. Even the local government notices his dedication to youth employment and supports him with small grants, helping him expand the shop and reach more people in Nabota. Customers line up every day, impressed by the honest pricing and quality repairs. The shop is buzzing with life, and Miribi's quiet patience has earned him respect and admiration that spreads across the town like wildfire. Zelina watches from the sidelines, helpless and shrinking with each passing day. The bills don't stop, and neither does the gossip. Pride and arrogance that once ruled her actions now feel like chains, holding her back while her younger brother rises above every obstacle. Days turn into weeks, and the desperation grows inside her until finally, she swallows her pride. She cannot ignore the truth any longer. She needs help, and there is only one person who can offer it. Heart pounding, face flushed with embarrassment, she steps slowly toward Miribi's shop. She hesitates at the door, noticing the bright sign, the laughter of youth, and the calm authority in her brother's movements. The sight makes her chest tighten, but she musters courage. She clears her throat, voice small and trembling, and asks the words she never thought she would say. "Miribi, can you give me a job?" Silence fills the room for a moment as everyone around looks up. The people she once ignored, the customers and young workers, notice the change in her. Miribi pauses, studying her carefully, seeing the pride slowly melt into humility. The contrast is stark. One sibling fell because of greed, the other rose because of hard work and patience. Zelina finally realizes that respect and success are earned through honesty, and maybe, just maybe, she can learn from the brother she once mocked. Miribi hires her, not out of revenge, not to punish her, but to teach her the meaning of responsibility and hard work. He explains calmly that the shop runs on discipline, honesty, and respect, and if she wants to be part of it, she must follow the rules. Zelina's face flushes with shame, but she nods, realizing that pride alone cannot fix her mistakes. Her first days are awkward. She trips over tools, misplaces small parts, and struggles to keep up with the steady rhythm of the shop. Customers stare at her uncertain movements, whispering quietly, but Miribi never scolds. He guides her patiently, showing her how to handle devices, talk to clients, and value the trust people place in the business. Slowly, she begins to understand what it truly means to work, to earn respect, and to contribute. At first, Zelina complains silently, her fingers sore and her mind restless. But day by day, as she follows instructions, organizes the shelves, and assists customers, a small change begins inside her. She notices the satisfaction of completing tasks, the pride of seeing a device fixed properly, and the warmth of smiles from clients who trust her. She starts to appreciate Miribi's calm patience, realizing that success is not about quick money or tricks, but about steady effort and honesty. The whispers in Nabota change as well. Neighbors notice her transformation. They see the girl who once mocked her brother now working humbly beside him, learning skills she never valued before. Miribi watches quietly, giving her space to grow while subtly encouraging her to improve. He trusts that lessons learned through effort last longer than punishment ever could. Zelina begins to take pride in small victories, helping a young worker fix a tablet, keeping the shop clean, and managing customer complaints politely. Her heart softens, and she understands the gap between greed and responsibility. Every day she feels a little stronger, more capable, and more aware of her past mistakes. Soon Nabota begins sharing stories about the siblings, and a new proverb spreads among the townspeople. Greed hides money, wisdom grows it. It is whispered in markets, repeated by elders, and taught to children. A reminder of the lessons Zelina and Miribi have shown. The proverb captures the transformation perfectly. One sister humbled by her mistakes, one brother rising through patience and intelligence. The town celebrates hard work, honesty, and humility, and Zelina, once mocked for her selfishness, now embodies the change she desperately needed. She learns that life rewards effort, patience, and wisdom more than schemes ever could, and the shop becomes not just a business, but a place where values are lived and passed on. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.